Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into the world of people analytics. It's a pretty hot topic right now.
It is, yeah, and for good reason.
Yeah, for years, businesses have been all about data,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sales figures,
Yep.
marketing metrics,
Mm.
all those numbers that kind of drive the decisions.
Yeah,
But something's changing.
definitely.
It seems like companies are starting to realize their most valuable asset isn't just sitting in a spreadsheet.
Right.
It's their people.
Exactly. And people analytics is really all about unlocking that potential,
Oh, interesting.
applying those same data-driven approaches we use in other parts of the business,
Yeah.
but bringing it to the human side of things.
Okay, so we're not just talking about like
Yeah.
swapping out old HR practices for fancy algorithms. This is like a whole different way of thinking about the workforce.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental shift. If you think about it, traditional business analytics was all about optimizing processes or maximizing profit.
Yeah.
And of course, those are important. Yeah.
But it was like looking at the company through a really specific lens.
Yeah.
You might miss some of the nuance.
Mm-hmm.
People, analytics widens that view.
Okay.
And it acknowledges the complexity of human behavior
Right.
and how that actually impacts the bottom line.
So how do we even start making sense of all this data about employees?
Yeah.
Like, I'm picturing mountains of spreadsheets
Sure.
and those like dashboards with all
Yeah.
the confusing numbers.
It's not as chaotic as you might think.
Okay.
Analytics has evolved through these different stages,
Mm-hmm.
each building on the last one.
Okay.
So let's start with the foundation,
Okay.
data wrangling.
Mm.
So you remember those mountains of spreadsheets you mentioned?
Yeah.
This is where we tame. So
Okay.
we're cleaning,
Uh-huh.
organizing,
Right.
transforming all that raw data into something usable.
Okay, so it's like prepping the ingredients before you start cooking.
Exactly. Got to
Okay.
have those ingredients ready to make those insights.
Got it. So once we have that tamed data,
Yeah.
that's where descriptive analytics comes in.
Okay.
Here's where we put on our detective hats,
Okay.
and we're looking for clues in the data.
Mm-hmm.
We're identifying trends, patterns,
Right.
correlations,
Okay.
like noticing that employees who take advantage of professional development,
Yeah.
they tend to stay with the company longer,
Interesting.
or that certain teams just have higher productivity rates than others.
So we're describing what's happening within the workforce.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And I'm guessing it doesn't just stop there.
Nope.
Right.
Once we understand what happened, we want to know what might happen next.
Yeah. Right? So that's where predictive analytics comes in.
Okay.
We use that historical data,
Uh-huh.
statistical models,
Yeah.
even machine learning
Okay.
to forecast future trends.
Like having a crystal ball for your employees.
Kinda.
Oh.
Imagine being able to predict which departments might see higher turnover
Yeah.
based on what's happened before.
Or identify those high potential employees
Uh-huh.
who are likely to be great leaders.
So we're trying to peek into the future,
We are.
but do we just wait and see, or can we influence the outcome?
That's the next stage.
Okay.
Prescriptive analytics.
Okay.
This is where it gets interesting. We're not just predicting,
Yep.
we're recommending actions.
I see.
So based on the data, we might suggest starting a mentorship program
Okay.
to boost engagement and reduce that potential turnover,
Yeah.
or recommend personalized learning paths
Right.
to help those high potential employees really excel.
So we're using the data to drive real change,
Exactly.
make decisions.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So what's the final stage?
It's all about communication,
Okay.
visualization, and storytelling.
Hmm.
Because even with brilliant insights,
Yeah.
they're useless if we can't share them effectively.
Right.
So this stage is about turning that complex data
Hmm.
into visuals people understand,
Okay.
charts,
Mm.
graphs, dashboards,
Yeah.
and weaving that into a narrative.
I see.
So it's like translating the data
Uh-huh.
into a language everyone gets.
Okay, so we're making the data sing,
Yes.
bringing it to life.
Exactly.
So each of these stages builds on the last one,
Mm-hmm.
giving us a deeper understanding of our workforce.
And it's allowed people analytics to become much more proactive.
Proactive how?
So instead of just reacting to problems after they happen,
Yeah.
we can use the data to anticipate and address potential issues before they even come up.
Oh, wow. So it's like we're shifting from putting out fires
Exactly.
to preventing them altogether.
Right. And that's a game changer for HR.
Especially when we think about all those critical HR priorities.
Absolutely. People analytics is having a major impact on every single aspect of HR.
From recruiting to onboarding to creating a great culture.
It's affecting everything.
Okay, well, let's dive into some of those priorities
Yeah.
and see how people analytics is really revolutionizing HR?
Let's start with staffing
Okay.
recruitment. Onboarding,
Uh-huh.
arguably some of the most crucial moments for an employee.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Those first impressions really matter.
they do.
I mean, a good onboarding experience sets you up for success,
Yeah,
but a bad one
right.
can lead to people leaving early.
Exactly.
Frustration.
Yep.
So how does people analytics help with that?
Well, instead of relying on gut feelings
Mhm.
or outdated methods,
Right.
we can use data to optimize every single step of the process.
So we're talking about like
Yeah.
tracking how long it takes new hires to get up to speed,
Right.
identify any bottlenecks in the process,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even predict which candidates are most likely to succeed.
Exactly. You can look at their skills,
Yeah.
experience,
Oh, yeah.
even personality traits.
So it's like taking the guesswork out of hiring
Yes.
and replacing it with data. We're not
Mhm.
just hiring,
No.
we're hiring smart.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about keeping those great employees?
Retention.
Yes, retention. Turnover can be a huge problem for companies.
It is, and it's costly.
Yeah.
But instead of being blindsided by departures,
Right.
people analytics can help us identify those potential flight risks early on.
Oh, wow.
We can analyze engagement levels,
Mm.
performance reviews,
Mhm.
even the sentiment in emails
Interesting.
or internal communication.
Like a pre-exit interview,
Yeah.
but with data.
Kinda. That's fascinating.
And once we identify those risks,
Yeah.
we can create targeted retention strategies.
So like offering professional development
Mhm.
or connecting them with a mentor
Exactly.
to address those underlying issues before it's too late.
Yes.
We're not just keeping people.
Nope.
We're understanding why they stay or go.
Right.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What about productivity then?
That's key too.
Yeah.
Analytics helps us measure the ROI on human capital.
So we can see the real value of investing in our employees.
Exactly. We can pinpoint areas to boost productivity,
Mhm.
optimize talent mobility,
Even assess the impact of globalization on the workforce.
because people are an asset,
Absolutely.
not just a cost.
Right.
People. Analytics helps us quantify that value
And it demonstrates the impact of a productive workforce.
on the business overall.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, let's talk about company culture.
Sure.
Everyone's talking about creating a positive, engaging environment.
Mm-hmm.
How does people analytics help with that?
It helps us move beyond those basic surveys.
Like the ones with the smiley faces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To really understand what's going on,
Okay.
we can analyze the language people use in feedback,
Mm-hmm.
pinpoint concerns,
Yeah.
identify the root cause of any dissatisfaction.
So we're reading between the lines.
Yeah.
Getting the real sentiment.
Right.
That's amazing.
And that lets us proactively address issues,
Okay.
create a culture where people feel valued,
Yeah.
heard,
Mm-hmm.
empowered.
Because a good company culture,
Yes.
it's contagious.
It is.
Spreads, impacts morale, customer satisfaction,
Exactly.
everything.
It's good for the bottom line, too.
I bet.
Happy employees.
Yeah.
More productive.
Right.
More creative.
Yeah.
More likely to stay.
It's a win-win.
It is.
Speaking of a welcoming environment,
Yeah.
let's talk equity,
Okay.
diversity, inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just a buzzword.
Right.
It's about creating a workplace where everyone belongs.
Yeah.
Everyone has equal opportunities.
Absolutely.
How does people analytics fit in?
It can be a powerful tool.
Okay.
It helps us see any biases
Okay.
that might be hiding in our hiring
Yeah.
or promotion processes.
Like if certain groups are always being overlooked,
Exactly.
the promotions,
Right.
leadership roles,
Yeah.
we can see that in the data.
Yes. And then take steps to create a level playing field.
Because diversity of thought and experience
Mm-hmm.
leads to better decisions,
It does.
fosters innovation,
Yes.
creates a richer culture.
Absolutely.
Speaking of development, let's talk performance,
Yeah.
assessment.
Okay.
How is people analytics changing things there?
Think about personalized learning
Okay.
and career paths tailored to each person.
So no more one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. We can analyze performance data,
Yeah.
identify areas for improvement,
Right.
and recommend specific resources.
That's like a personalized career coach.
Kinda.
That's amazing.
Right.
And speaking of personalized,
Yeah.
how about compensation,
Mm-hmm.
benefits,
Mm-hmm.
total rewards?
No more guessing.
Right.
Outdated surveys.
People, analytics helps us create packages that are fair,
Yeah.
competitive,
Yeah.
aligned with what's happening in the market.
So employees feel valued.
Yes.
recognized for their contributions.
Exactly. We can analyze data on pay equity, benchmark our benefits,
Yeah.
see how total rewards impact well-being and retention.
It's a system that reflects the true value employees bring.
Absolutely.
All right, let's wrap up with health.
Safety, wellness.
Because a healthy workforce is a happy and productive workforce.
Exactly.
Mm.
So how does people analytics contribute here?
It helps us move from being reactive to proactive.
So instead of just reacting to injuries, we're preventing them.
Exactly.
How do we do that?
We can analyze data on injury patterns,
Okay.
identify high-risk tasks, implement safety measures to reduce those risks.
Like looking injury data by location
Yeah,
or job type
exactly.
to
Skip.
spot trends.
Right, and we can go beyond physical safety too.
Okay.
We can address mental and emotional well-being.
So looking at stress levels,
Yeah.
burnout rates, access to resources, to create a culture that supports the whole person.
Exactly.
This has been an incredible overview
It has.
of just how many areas people analytics touches.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how data is being used to create better work experiences for everyone. It really is. And we're just scratching the surface.
Right?
Yeah. As we gather more data, refine our techniques, and explore things like AI,
Okay.
we'll get even deeper insights into the human side of work.
I bet. And we'll have even more to discuss as those advancements unfold.
Definitely. You know, as we were going through those HR priorities,
Yeah.
one thing that really stood out to me
Mm-hmm.
is how people analytics can help us move beyond those surface level fixes
Okay.
and really get to the core of some of these workplace challenges.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's like we're not just putting a Band-Aid on something.
You're right.
We're using data to figure out the root cause
Exactly.
and come up with a solution that actually works.
Think about burnout, for example.
Okay.
In the past, we might have just given people a few more vacation days
Yeah.
or offered a stress management class,
Right.
which can be helpful.
Yeah.
But people analytics lets us dig deeper,
Okay.
analyze workloads,
Mm-hmm.
communication patterns,
Uh-huh.
even the sentiment in emails
Oh, interesting.
to see what's really causing the burnout.
So we're not just treating the symptoms.
Right.
We're getting to the root of the problem.
Exactly. And once we understand that,
Yeah.
we can come up with better solutions.
Like that.
Maybe restructuring workloads,
Okay.
improving communication,
Mm-hmm.
creating a more supportive environment.
So people analytics is helping us be more proactive
It is in so many areas of HR.
instead of reactive.
Exactly. And that's so important
Yeah.
for creating a healthy workplace.
Right.
It's not enough to just react anymore.
We need to be ahead of the curve.
Yes, anticipate challenges,
Yeah.
identify risks,
Uh-huh.
mitigate those risks.
Before they become problems.
Exactly.
So we're building a more resilient workforce
Absolutely.
and a more agile organization.
That's where the real value lies,
Okay.
in creating a sustainable workplace.
For the long haul,
Yes, where people can thrive.
not just survive.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's about more than just the bottom line. It's
Yeah.
about investing in people.
Because that's an investment in the future of the business.
And the exciting thing is,
Yeah.
we can actually measure that impact now.
With people analytics
Right. We can show the ROI,
on those people-centric initiatives.
which is so important.
It is, because for so long those things were seen as soft
Yeah.
and tangible
Right. Now we have the data.
to back it up
Exactly.
and make the case for investing in things like well-being,
Yeah.
development, diversity, and inclusion.
It's about moving beyond gut feelings
Okay.
and using data to make decisions.
So HR has a seat at the table,
Yes. Contributing to those strategic decisions.
showing the value of a people-centric approach.
You mentioned technology earlier,
I did.
especially AI and machine learning.
Yeah. How do you see those impacting people analytics?
I think they have the potential to really revolutionize the field.
In what way?
Well, AI can analyze huge amounts of data,
Yeah.
find patterns we might miss,
Okay.
and it can automate a lot of those routine tasks.
So it's not about replacing HR professionals.
No.
It's about giving them more tools
Exactly.
to do their jobs better
It's about that synergy.
between human expertise and technology.
HR will always be essential
Okay.
for interpreting the data,
Yeah.
understanding human behavior,
Right.
and coming up with strategies.
It's a pretty exciting time to be in HR.
It is. It feels like a whole new era.
For data and technology are helping us create
Yeah.
truly great workplaces.
I agree. And what's most exciting is that we're just getting started.
There's so much more to come.
As we gather more data,
Mm-hmm.
refine our techniques,
Uh-huh.
explore the possibilities of AI,
We can learn even more about the human side of work.
and create workplaces where everyone feels valued,
Okay.
supported,
Yeah.
empowered.
To do their best.
I think that's a great segue to our final thoughts for our listener.
Yeah, we've covered a lot today.
From the technical stuff
Mm-hmm.
to the impact on how we work.
And I hope our listeners are feeling inspired. Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into people analytics,
Yeah.
what's the one big takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
You know, I really want them to think about this.
Yeah.
If you could use data
Yeah.
to improve just one thing about your work experience,
Okay.
what would it be?
Wow.
We've talked about how people analytics is changing everything.
From hiring to well-being.
It's all connected.
Yeah,
Now it's time to think about how you can apply this to your own work life.
that's a really powerful question.
It is.
It makes you stop and think
Yeah.
about how all this can actually lead to real change.
Right. And it's not just about the numbers.
Yeah.
It's about using data to make work more human.
More human-centered.
Exactly.
That's what makes this so interesting.
It's about understanding what matters to people,
Okay.
what motivates them, what
Yeah.
challenges they face.
And then using data to design a better workplace.
A workplace that supports them,
Yeah.
helps them grow.
So putting people first.
Ab-
And that's something we can all get behind.
Yeah, whether you're an HR,
Yeah.
a business leader,
Or just an employee.
everyone benefits.
We all want a better world of work.
Exactly. And people analytics gives us the tools to create that.
I agree.
It's about making informed decisions,
Yeah.
building more equitable workplaces,
Yeah.
and creating work experiences that are meaningful.
Where people feel like they belong.
It's been a fascinating deep dive.
It really has.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
But it's given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
And I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the future of work.
I am too. There's so much potential here.
As we learn more,
Yeah.
evolve,
And embrace the power of data.
I think we can create amazing workplaces.
Workplaces where everyone can thrive.
I love that. Thanks for joining us today.
It's been great.
And to our listeners,
Yes.
we hope you found this exploration insightful.
We hope it sparks some ideas.
Remember,
But analytics is a powerful tool.
but we need to use it responsibly, with a focus on creating a better world of work for all.
So take a risk
Stay engaged.
and keep diving deep.